Why can't I find a job? Why am I not getting hired? Why is the job market so trash? These are probably all questions you've asked yourself time and time again. But here's one of the most simplest answers. Interest rates and inflation are high right now. In other words, some companies just can't afford to hire people right now. But there's more. Due to these factors, it makes it harder and more expensive for companies to get their capital to grow. And if these companies are not earning money and business is not booming, that means they'll have to reduce hiring and inevitably cut costs by firing some people. This will eventually lead to management leaning towards referrals from current employees to help fill some of those open positions, which may seem unfair to others, especially if there are more qualified individuals outside the company that can successfully fill that space. I guess this is where the saying, "It's not what you know, but who you know," rings loud and clear. Now, there are also a lot of other challenges for companies who are still, believe it or not, still recovering from the pandemic. And now, with the advancing of technology and automation, a lot of these companies' roles are changing or even being replaced. This leads to even more cost reduction and mass layoffs by firms, which now makes the competition for jobs to be cutthroat. For example, Meta and Google, as well as some other larger companies, did mass layoffs back in 2023 and 2024. Now, those people who are now looking for jobs now have Google and Meta and other big name companies on their resumes. Those companies that they were fired from had very high interview bars for new hires, so tough that they even had smaller cottage-like industry courses that people had to take just to get hired in those places. So now the people who got laid off from those companies are now taking those tougher, higher standard hiring skills to the job market and are now competing with you and your puny resume and interview skills. You're either going to be underqualified for the job, your interview skills may need some improvement, or you're lacking references, which means you may need an industry connection. Those people who are fired from Google or Meta and so forth, their resumes may look better than yours, and they probably interview with more confidence than you. These are the types of people that you and so many others are now competing with. Some statistics show that the supply of people are high and the demand of people are pretty low. There are just too few openings with an abundance of people vying for those positions. Tech companies have had big and small layoffs, so now there are hundreds or even thousands of applications available for these jobs right now, so now employers can be a little bit more selective. Hiring someone new is an investment, and companies want to make sure it's worth their while. Companies are now more focused on retaining workers rather than bringing more in because of this. In some cases, they are even giving open jobs to already existing employees. What's more, the comparison to the narratives of the past of quitting your job is not trendy anymore. What we call it now is the big stay, which is happening as we speak. More and more people are choosing to stay in their current roles. This not only means that job turnovers are decreasing, but the number of open roles is dwindling as well. Well, what about remote jobs? Well, when it comes to remote jobs, companies are now casting a net over a much larger market to choose a candidate. You are now not only competing with your local region, but a whole other country. Due to the rising popularity of remote jobs, employers have the leverage of selecting a candidate. They'll carefully take the time to select the right applicant if it results in finding the best applicant while keeping the cost low. The U.S. Career Institute visualized some of the fastest growing and most declining industries to determine the types of jobs that are going to be in demand over the next decade, based on data collected by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So if you still haven't been able to find a job, it may be because you're not looking in the right places. You may be looking in an industry that has seen the most decline over the last couple of years. Some of these industries include engine and other machine assemblers, data entry keyers, bank tellers, payroll and timekeeping clerks, telemarketers, and so forth. Or B, you're not searching in the fastest growing job markets, such as promoters of events and agents such as marketing managers, public relations specialists, or the performing arts companies such as actors or choreographers, individual and family services such as social workers or child care workers, home health care services such as caregivers or home health aides, or other professional or tech services such as veterinarians or financial consultants, all on the rise as of 2023. With all that being said, maybe now is a good time to start re-evaluating your options of where to look for jobs. Maybe try extending your learning capabilities by learning new skills. Or maybe try shifting your career outlook and looking into ways your current skill set can benefit companies experiencing growth in the near future. Well, that's it for now. I'm Annie, and it was nice talking to you. And don't forget to watch this next video.